Buddy would drown if he walked in the rain.
This week on isletunes, 4 world premieres, including one from the East Pointers, a musical Canada Day celebration from Gordon Belsher, and straight from the Dominican Republic, it's a chat with Ivan Yeger in partnership with the Immigrant and Refugee Association of PEI. Yous ready, PEI? Let's get her done! How's she going, Prince Edward Island? I am your host, Adam Michael James, and you are listening to the June 27th, 2025 episode of the PEI Arts Award-nominated isletunes. I am back to bring you the excellence that is the PEI music scene for the 95th time, y'all, because there is no other place you're going to hear island music all together like this, certainly not on the radio. And it's not just one or two genres up in here, it's all genres, and the number of those seems to keep expanding in the 902. That's how we doing it, PEI? First up, well, Canada Day is almost upon us, and what better time to celebrate with island music, just as loud as fireworks and even more colorful. Gordon Belsher first came to the province in the late 70s, and if anyone's made the place their home, it's him. He set up a recording studio at Guernsey Cove, that's pretty much at the southeasternmost end of the island if you're keeping track, and not only has he been making his own music there, he's been recording albums for dozens and dozens of other PEI artists. In 2014, he entered PEI's Sesquicentennial Song Search Contest, playing up the island's role in Canada for the 150th anniversary of Confederation, and his tune made the top 10 in terms of finalists. It also made his album of the same year, Vagabond Minstrel. So let's kick off this digital minstrel show with our own private Canada Day doo-up. This is Gordon Belsher with Cradle of Canada on isletunes.
Prince Edward Island, cradle of Canada, the dreams of our forefathers so long ago, for a new generation of daughters and sons, building a nation, this place we call home. John A. MacDonald led a small delegation. Confederation is the future, said he. Sharing their vision, they laid the foundation. Now proudly we stand, the true North, strong and free. Prince Edward Island, cradle of Canada, the dreams of our forefathers so long ago, for a new generation of daughters and sons, the birth of a nation, this place we call home. There's stories and songs about fishers and farmers, and green rolling fields, quilted bed of red clay. Kind souls and strong hands looking out for your neighbor, never wanting to leave, always longing to stay. Prince Edward Island, cradle of Canada, the dreams of our forefathers so long ago, for a new generation of daughters and sons, building a nation, a place to call home. Building a nation, this place we call home. Prince Edward Island, cradle of Canada, facing the future with each passing day. There's a new generation of daughters and sons, never wanting to leave and longing to stay. Prince Edward Island, cradle of Canada, the dreams of our forefathers so long ago, for a new generation of daughters and sons, building a nation, this place we call Prince Edward Island, cradle of Canada, the dreams of our forefathers so long ago. For a new generation of daughters and sons, building our nation, this place we call home. For the birth of our nation, this place we call Prince Edward Island, the cradle of Canada.
The kind of Canada Day celebration where you don't have to worry about sunburn, parking, or indigestion. Gordon Belsher sings about us being the cradle of Canada on isletunes. The Confederation Center Art Gallery currently has an exhibition on display called East of East, the Atlantic Canadian Hip Hop Archive. It'll be there until October 5th, and if these next two artists aren't on it, then something needs to be seriously corrected. The first is a fellow from Port Harcourt in Nigeria who started rapping at age 14 and has since made Summerside his home. This past March, he was up for Rap Hip Hop Recording of the Year at the Music PI Awards, and let's be sure I mention that he also crafts songs in the trap genre, a subcategory of hip hop that grew out of gangsta rap. The MC on the mic is Right Flow, and he's going to be the first of two rhyme spitters in a row in this section of isletunes with a cut from his 2022 album Right Flow Unleashed, Work and Timing. You probably know rap comes with its share of, shall we say, descriptive words? So don't say you weren't warned as we venture into this
isletunes Rock Block. isletunes content warning. Listener discretion is f***ing advised.
Turn me up, Nemo. Turn me up.
I don't really care, but it keeps on counting. Money in the air, but it keeps revolving. And they don't really care. They don't really care. It's not work and timing, work and timing. VV as a price ring. You look like you're dying. You look like you're smiling. And you're crying. I see you smiling. I know you're crying. I know you're dying. Yeah. They don't really care about your feelings. They only care about the few things. Cause they don't really care about you. They don't really care about you. I'm with the money gang, I'm with the runaways. Steady, I'm your money check. This is looking complicated. It's looking complicated. This is like a funny place. It's like a funny place. It's like a funny place. This is like a funny place. It's like a funny place. Where they're gonna take your soul away if you don't know who you are. VVS on your ride. I grew up with rock and heavy metal. Yeah, racks, black, heavy metal. Better off in battle. Man, I'm better off in battle. You better close your eyes. You're coming with Glock 9s. You better close your eyes. You better close your eyes. It's not work and timing. Admit that shit, boy, you sold your soul to the devil. BVS on your wrist and you a rebel. I feel back frying shit with heavy metal. No racks on my head for a rattle. Yeah, most on the rest, they ain't settle. Bells on my grass, they ain't settle. Better off in battle. Better off in battle. You better close your eyes. We're coming with Glock 9s. Better close your eyes. No racks in the black and heavy metal. Bass on the racks, they ain't settle. Cab in the curb and rebel. Better off in battle. I know you're dying, crying, smiling.
Hey, what's happening? Yo, my name is B-Knock. The song's called Ballad of an Alcoholic. I hope y'all enjoy it. I'ma take it to the res real quick. Listen. Can't sleep. bad dreams, cold sweats, no rest, same fucking routine. There ain't nothing to drink, I light a smoke, this ain't nothing to me. Got a couple of schemes, so what's been troubling me? I can't shake this depression, I've been anxious and stressing. I've been raised from oppression, I've been angry and patient. I can't wait for my death, and I've been blazing and chasing it with this liquor and pills. Rather buy another bottle than to pay for these bills. All this anger I feel, plus the pain is too real. Hands are shaking, friends are faking, I can't fake how I feel. Ain't been the same since I tasted the liquor. Listen close, let me paint you a picture. If you bought the case, then I'm the one who came and drank it with you. Yeah, the life of the party, I live my life on the inside of a pint of Bacardi. I lost my mind and I'm starting to realize that I'm hardly a decent guy. This the reason why I got these addictions, they got a hold of me. They keep squeezing and sickening, believe me, I've been living with these demons. They always scheme until I kill them, but I'm feeding for this feeling. I keep feeding for this feeling. Y'all relate to that? It's the ballad of an alcoholic. They say that I should take it easy with the drinking, but I cannot stop. But I got my ration at the ration office. If the store don't give me liquor, I'ma plan to rob it. Once upon a time, there was a dark-skinned kid from the gutter. Money always on his mind. Nothing in his tummy, so he's always on the grind. Hanging with the homies, doing drugs and bunch of crime. Crushing lines. Push and keep it on the hush, cause trust is nothing but a lie. Never been a pussy, not the type to run and hide. Knuckle up or kill your pride. The older that we get, the more the trouble comes and finds you. They wanna see us suffer, doing drugs and tons of suicides. Wonder what is wrong, all your homies always dying. Statistic numbers are always climbing. How the fuck do I get out of the struggle that I'm in? Chunk of rope, a bunch of pills, some liquor on the side. A knife for opiates from the doctor I prescribed. The motherfucker got you hooked. How the fuck am I alive? Drowning in the rum to numb the stuff that's on my mind. They say that life's a bitch and I just fucked it from behind. Buckle up and ride, let me take you to the rest where I was lucky to survive. Let me take you to the rest where I was lucky to survive. Wasn't all that bad. You know, that's just res life though. It's the ballad of an alcoholic. They say that I should take it easy with the drinking, but I cannot stop. But I got my ration at the ration office. If the store don't give me liquor, well then I'ma plan to rob it.
Beanock keeping it real as always with his Ballad of an Alcoholic from his 2019 album Res, of course on isletunes. As a child, this Mi'kmaq rapper already experienced racism right here on the island, and he not only channels that anger into his rhymes, but his feelings about the pain caused by residential schools and their intergenerational traumas, which trickled down into his own life and had him turning to substances to deal with it. Now sober, he cautions his fellow First Nation folks and the rest of us, don't fall victim to the alcohol, don't fall victim to the drugs. And since Beanock often raises awareness of Indigenous issues in his music, you know I'm eagerly awaiting more tracks from him. His latest came out in March. Coming up, not one, not two, not three, but 4 world premieres from island artists, rocking out with Brent Chasen, and a sit-down with Dominican Republic incomer Ivan Yeger, courtesy of Ursa. So, you know, Canada Day, right? July 1st every year since 1867. How thoughtful of the founders to hold it the day before my birthday. But y'all don't want to hear about that. I thought it might be fun to check out what happened here on past Canada Days, and this we shall do thanks to This Week in PEI History. July 1st, 1843, the Colonial Herald and Prince Edward Island Advertiser, filled with government stuff and legalese, and also, as the name suggests, advertising, not to mention 19th century lingo that made a lot more sense then than it does now, printed news of the death of a Mr. William Coffin, I'll try not to smirk at the inadvertent pun, of St. Peter's. Up until that point, he had only been reported missing after he disappeared during a fishing expedition. They found him in the surf near Black Bush. That seems to be a place name not in use anymore, but it was some 20 miles away from where he had been last seen. Not to completely bum readers out, this issue also announced the marriage of a Robert Glover to an Agnes Cairns out in Bedak. Wonder if that lasted. July 1st, 1918, the Charlottetown Guardian, Morning Edition, cautioned islanders that churches and other organizations were expected to follow regulations put in place for other eateries in terms of rationing food. Case in this particular point, picnics, where sly locals were sneaking in way more Munchables than were allotted. Lest you think it was unfair for the Canada Food Board to be cracking down on crackers and such, it was also sustenance could be sent overseas to Canadian soldiers and their European allies to maintain them as they fought what was then called the Great War, World War I to us now. Not for nothing, it was during this conflict that the concept of fascism developed in Italy. They couldn't have just stuck to making slick shoes and yummy pasta dishes. July 1st, 1930, Canada Day got a mention in the Charlottetown Guardian, read by everybody, with the marking of this country's 63rd birthday. A piece from the paper congratulated Canadians on coming a long way since, quote, John A. Macdonald and his fellow fathers first constituted us into one nation, unquote. But the writer used the moment to complain about what they considered Canada's small population, 10 million, neglect of its own interests, disregard for the future, and lack of vision. There's more, but it gets all governmental. And you thought holiday party pooping started with a contemporary someone of the orange variety.
isletunes World Premiere.
Try to cut my hair to please you. I don't look like her, but I want to. She seems so perfect. Is she worth it to you? Maybe I should change my look. Will you like me, or will you tell me off with the criticizing style? Oh, pull my hair, then say that you care for me. Fall for your antics. How are you? Are you enjoying the show? Everyone is laughing at me. Hard to joke when the product is you. It was so effortless. I tried everything to get you to like me. I'm all talk, so turn me into a doll. My stance to watch you, I'll put you through it all. It's your call. Oh, pull my hair, then say that you care for me. Oh, like my pictures, call me your symphony. It's my destiny to be famous. Raise a glass, she'll fall for your antics. How are you? Are you enjoying the show? Now it's over. Please stand up and give your replies. You told her to be herself, yet she wasn't enough. It was her destiny to be famous. Call her names, it soon will be hopeless. How are you? Did you enjoy the show? Did you enjoy the show?
Julia Robichaux with the first of 4 isletunes world premieres. Hers is the brand new single, The Show. Julia was writing songs when other kids were simply starting kindergarten, and the Holland College School of Performing Arts graduate earned a 2024 Music PEI nomination for New Artist of the Year. She is a fierce advocate of mental health, and her songs often reflect that, as this one just out does, and she also celebrated her release by performing it live on Trevor Lowe Clement's Mind the Music podcast. This after debuting it at the Lawrence Maxwell Musician Support Fund Songwriting Contest concert in May. I doubt that I need to intro these guys for you, but like old school radio, we do front and back announcing here. The East Pointers. Done. Just kidding. Tim Chasen, Jake Charon, and Cody Chasen formed the group in 2014, stunning local audiences and moving on to worldwide acclaim afforded to only a few from our still kick-ass music scene. Awards galore, and a song of theirs was used as the theme for the New Zealand series Under the Vines. When Jake and Tim lost Cody at age 37 to an aortic aneurysm, they carried on in tribute to him, winning Album of the Year at the 2024 MPEIs and releasing a brand new album just today. These guys are as prolific as Prince. This is the East Pointers with their title track, Rafters, as still another
isletunes world premiere.
trop vite, je veux pas oublier, je veux me souvenir. Mes mémoires me disent que je suis rendu à l'âge moyenne où les choses deviennent floues. Mais se rappeler, ça vaut la peine. J'ai eu une vie qui est juste la mienne. Je me souviens jouer dans mon enfance, tant que tu des noms pas haine. De ma jeunesse, j'étais pas obligée de grandir trop vite. nourriture, des gens manquent à manger. Pas de la savive, du job, finance dans le trou. Puis je n'ai point toléré pause. Problème systémique, des addictions brillent à genoux. Je me souviens jouer dans mon enfance. Pas d'inquiétude et non bonne. Dans ma jeunesse, j'étais pas obligé de grandir trop vite. Et la terre n'était pas envahie de peine. Souhaitons que nos enfants gardent leur innocence. Non pas ajouter à l'insolence. Vivre avec bonheur au lieu de l'ignorance. Car la violence engendre la violence. Je me souviens jouer dans mon enfance. Pas d'inquiétude et non pas de haine. Dans ma jeunesse, j'étais pas obligé de grandir trop vite. Et la terre n'était pas envahie de peine. Je me souviens jouer dans mon enfance. Pas d'inquiétude et non bonne. Dans ma jeunesse, j'étais pas obligé de grandir trop vite. Et la terre n'était pas envahi de
Paula Arsenault on isletunes with her sparkling new one, Je me souviens. She's been singing since she was une jeune fille, but it was only during the isolation of COVID that she added songwriting to her repertoire. In March of 2024, she made a splash with her debut single, What Kind of World, and here she ventures into French language music, the song centering on, if you're not a French speaker, quote, the contrast between childhood's carefree innocence and the realities of today's troubled world, unquote. That's from her bio. Said bio also reveals she is a member of the Starlings, and they will be performing the national anthem leading into the Canada Day concert in Summerside, highlighting Blue Rodeo. And separately, Paula is soon going to be rocking out with the Saltwater Dollies. All good things must come to an end, they say. Personally, I think they are full of poop emojis about pretty much everything. But here I have for you the fourth of 4 isletunes world premieres, this time from a group that might end up enabling you. The outfit in question is headed by Rick Sparks out of Summerside, who, with his band The Enablers, has been releasing music since 2018. Their 2021 album picked up an ECMA nomination. Just 6 months ago, in mid-December, they followed up their 2023 album with There Is Nothing to Be Won But Distance. Yet, if that album isn't enough, they're back already with a separate single, and that's what we're dropping the virtual needle on right now. Who is it I keep comparing people to who's prolific? It's Rick Sparks and The Enablers with a song that dropped June 20th. This is Presently Looking Back on isletunes, looking right into an
isletunes world premiere.
Too long in rooms with nothing but time, and I know those words we didn't say still hanging on like echoes inside my mind. Oh, so cruel to be kind. We loved like strangers in faded maps of our hometown, and now I'm presently looking back over all the you go. I'm steadily falling, always too late, too soon. Reluctantly hanging on, I'm restless under the still full moon. I realize you're the time I never got to spend. You're the long and winding road I hope will circle back again. And I don't know how we got this far from where we ever were before. I'm not presently looking back anymore.
The latest from Rick Sparks and the Enablers on iTunes, this one called Presently Looking Back. If you're thinking that Rick's output has a certain poetic nature, you're not wrong. He's also a poet who has applied such verse to an album under the nom de plume Hayes and Halls. I always want to say Halls and Hayes, but then I'm just a dork. Still to come, Falling for Brent Chasen, Changing Rivers with Emma Fugit, and Getting Excessive with Ivan Yeger. You know there's such a thing called the 5 stages of grief, right? Well, around here, there's a lot more than 5 stages, and if you don't get to one of these shows, it's you who's going to be grieving. Cheeky, I know. But that's how it goes with gigs to dig across Prince Edward Island. Monday, June 30th, it's the first show of the Creators Plan starring the Mi'kmaq Heritage actors. That show is going on at the MAC through August 1st. Also, Monday, June 30th, the Daniel Druin Band is performing at the Stompin' Tom Center. Tuesday, July 1st, Canada Day. Well, in Charlottetown, Victoria Park to be specific, you're going to have 2 Hours Traffic, Joel Plaskett, and the Mi'kmaq Heritage actors. They're just some of the performers, and they're all going to be there Canada Day, while over in Summerside, Spinnaker's Landing, Canada Day will be celebrated by Soul Filter and Aubin Pila S.A.B. Looking into the rest of July, July 19th, Randy J. Martin is at the Harbourfront Theatre in Summerside. July 24th, Richard Wood is at the Harbourfront. July 26th, Soul Filter with Julia Robichaux. They are both at the Sportsman's Club in Charlottetown. And July 27th, Lenny Gallant is at the Rendezvous Rustico in North Rustico. Got a couple of summer series going on. Ladies of the Canyon with Brielle Ansems, Joss Rayome, Alicia Toner, and Keelan Wedge. They are at Harmony House in Hunter River on select dates through September 6th. And Gordon Belsher has his Back Home Tonight series with special guests Mondays through September 22nd at Stanley Bridge Hall. Where else? Stanley Bridge. Don't forget, Baba's Lounge holds an open mic night every Wednesday at 9 p.m. hosted by the one and only Kinley.
Hey, I'm Carl Lass, and this is isletunes.
Brent Chasin with his most recent rock concoction, The Fall, on isletunes. It fell on us in April. Brent comes from the long line of Chasin fiddlers, though how he factors into the family tree, I'm not sure. I do know he picked up the fiddle himself when he was 5 and moved on to drums by the mid-90s. He was one of the founding members of the Celtic rock group Kindle at the beginning of the century/millennium, and his last release before the one you just heard was his controversial 2024 album Evidence. He also runs Studio Dimanche out of Miscouche, which can make you a song and corresponding music video all in one package. That's what you call rocking on. As it turns out, and I didn't plan this, our next artist also straddles the line between film and music. Emma Fugit is sort of what you could call an accountant by day, a creative by all other times of the day. She started producing short films in 2019 and has functioned as president of Film PEI. On the music side, there's her tenure on Music PEI's board of directors and her self-titled album, which I'm about to roll film on for you here. Via isletunes, you've got Emma Fugit and her track River of Change.
He won't see the water that he's swimming in. It's the weight of it all that is still pinning him to the shore where there's more that's familiar than strange. When it's all flowing past him, this river of change, this river of change. Surrounded by truth, but he only sees lies, wondering when he'll finally open his eyes to a self who needs help finding thoughts to exchange, so he can step into this river of change, this river of change. Old habits a trap which contain him, like quicksand they're sucking him down. There were years to reflect, did he waste them? Does he know he can swim? Does he think he will drown? He thinks he's so mighty, he's maybe just high, as he's looking down from his fictional sky. If the blame and the shame can make space to arrange, he can find a new way across this river of change, this river of change. Does he know he can swim? Does he think he will drown? He thinks he's so mighty, he's maybe just high, as he's looking down from his fictional sky. If the blame and the shame can make space to arrange, he can find a new way across this river of change. There's no going back across this river of change, this river of change, this river of change, this river of change, this river of change.
Emma Fugit musically rowing her way down her river of change on isletunes. When you think of the PEI music scene, you probably don't get images of someone who studied to be a doctor and environmentalist. Images of the Dominican Republic likely don't pop into your head either, but that's what we get with Ivan Yeger, who came to us from that country who shares its landmass, the island of Hispaniola, with Haiti. But you're not gonna Haiti what he has to say. Okay, yeah, I went there. My podcast, my rules. I got a chance to sit down with Ivan as part of isletunes' partnership with the Immigration and Refugee Services Association of PEI, and we talked about what brought him here, about the Latin music community on the island, and how he branched out from his original career trajectory into music. Meet Ivan Yeger here on isletunes. It is the last Friday of the month, and that means it's once again time to team up with IRSA, the Immigrant and Refugees Services Association of PEI, to shine the isletunes spotlight on a musical artist who may not be from the island, but who has made the island their home and made the island better for it. I have a gentleman here who's originally from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, and whose career path has taken more than one drastic turn. Yet music has always remained a part of it, and we're going to have ourselves a chat about all of this live from the Charlottetown offices of IRSA and not the isletunes studios, otherwise known as my basement like usual. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Ivan Yeger. Welcome to the show, Ivan, and thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's great to have you. Now, you went from one island to the other, starting in the Dominican Republic, actually an island made up of two countries, but it's still an island. And you came to this island of the Prince Edward variety, which has a very different climate from what you're used to. When did you come to PEI, and what was it that brought you here?
Funny that you mentioned, I always introduce myself. I came from one island to a different island.
Right.
But I came to PEI on December 27th, 2018.
Oh.
So literally 3 days before New Year's, and I came with my mom with the purpose of starting my career at UPI. And I've stayed ever since. It's been a dream almost, except for the winter, right? Well, other than that,
I guess, yeah. Don't have too many winters like that in Santo Domingo.
not even.
What did you think of the island when you first arrived? Was it much of an adjustment? I mean, outside of the weather, outside of what I assume were language differences.
Yes, well, it was. I honestly didn't have any expectations. What I saw from the picture was just summer vibes, and so I was expecting to see, the greenery. So
The image that they push. Yeah.
so I think that took the most attention because I also came with my mom. And then as we walked through the city of Charlottetown, it's not that it didn't meet my expectations. I actually fell in love right away. I said, I see myself living here.
That happened to me too, actually.
So it's not like, I think what took me out was just a winter shock. And the language obviously came after, but just getting, I guess I found a community quite quickly because of UPI and my studies. So that wasn't too hard. But yeah, and it's been a dream ever since, I would say.
Oh, good. Glad to hear that. So you started with med school, and you went to Bachelor in Environmental Studies.
I know.
And you went from that to policy coordinator at Pride PEI.
Drastic change.
Drastic changes. Yet you've recently begun pursuing music as well. Had you always been interested in music, or was that something that you only came into recently?
I've always been into music. Music has been my passion. My mom knows. Even when I started going out a little bit more, and I started having university and stuff, my mom used to say, "Oh, I miss you singing in the evenings," when, it's a thing that everybody knew me by. Since I was a child, I've been very interested in music. Just going on YouTube, trying to sing along to several musicians and the artists that I like. So it's always been my passion, I would say. It's what I describe my calling, if anything, to this world.
Nice.
But it was a drastic change because obviously, back home at least, and I think that happens everywhere, music cannot always, or not everyone has a privilege to call it their first income. And so my mom was very cautious because she also liked music in the beginning of her career. And so because she's a doctor, she's like, no, we have to push the medicine agenda, the scientific agenda, go by the books, do what I did, and you'll be fine.
Have a real career and do the music up the side.
I'm like, but a real career is music for me. And then
So it was first.
so I fell for it. Obviously, young me, I had no idea what was better for me at the time, or at least, then.
And your mom being a doctor too.
And my mom being a doctor, and also all my family was like, no, you have to follow what your mom says. So it was quite hard. But since I was a child, I knew music was my thing. I just felt it, and
And now you're doing something about it.
And now I'm doing something about it, exactly, which is crazy. When I look back, I wouldn't even have thought of myself being in this time and place doing what I do now, but
Well, it's kind of funny how stuff like that happens.
I know.
But at least you are pursuing it now. And PEI does have a growing loud music community. Is that something you're surprised to see happening on the island?
I am surprised, and I feel privileged because I don't feel like I would have developed myself as an artist as much back home even though we have a beautiful, amazing, talented scene, I don't think the support is quite the same because it's obviously bigger population as opposed to here, right? I feel like opportunities came to me all at once and in like a vast amount. And for other artists, I also took examples of, and it was easy to connect with them. It was not like, you have a million followers and I'm trying to reach out to see how you got there. It was more like, oh, I'm actually an artist. I've had 10 years here, but I live next to you, for example, or I work next to your office. So it was easy for me to reach out to them and find support like almost right away. As soon as I started to say to my community, hey, I think I'm into music, I want to do something about it. And they were like, oh, you got this, you got that, you got this music PI funding, this other funding, this other.
Go talk to this person.
Go talk to this person. And I was like, wow, I'm actually surprised. So yes, I was very surprised by how vast music scene is here.
Yeah, it's really been diversifying the last several years.
Yeah,
it's not just white guys with guitars and music.
Which was awesome. I think when I came here again, I didn't have any expectations, but also in the beginning, I did feel like, oh, maybe there's no place for me. But then I'm like, what am I saying? I mean, all of these other friends are doing their thing and they're getting support. So,
and it's a very welcoming music scene that
100%.
There's not as much of the, like in LA, for example, the backbiting and
But yeah, and I don't. If you talk to me, I don't think when I stopped comparing PEI scene because I'm like, I can't like PEI's, I don't know, it's just so unique, I find. And if I were to compare, I would rather much stay here, as I begin my career like I'm doing now than trying to go in a big city where opportunities are scarce.
Yeah.
And they judge you by so many other things, even though they don't tell you.
Yep.
And here, as opposed to here, I have felt so welcome. Even if it's not other than funding, it's just opportunity to show myself and showcase my music. I think I've had more than one friend telling me, why don't you play here? Hey, listen, you should go to Baba's Lounge. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I will have the same response if I did it other place.
Yeah, that's certainly true. It is a very unique music scene. Is there anybody in our music scene that you'd like to work with, whether they specialize in the Latin genre or not?
I know, that's interesting. Every artist I find like I would love to experience at least on the back end to know what their creative process is. But if you were to ask me, I love Noah Malcolm. Yes. I love him and I know him and I feel like he's a inspiration in music I only got to know him so recent anyway, like a year ago, but that part really inspired me in seeing his work. And then also Diana Delirio, which is my fellow Latina musician. I also love their work. And I think, those two, but those will like, let's say collaboration wise, or at least seeing their processes. There's obviously a ton more that I could mention. Just Rion, Ricardo,
here all.
And then Lawrence Maxwell as well.
Oh, yes.
Yes, definitely.
Ivan is over here, okay? So hit him up. He wants to work with you guys. I am speaking with Ivan Yeger here on iTunes this week in partnership with the Immigrant and Refugees Services Association of PEI. Let's talk about your music. You released your single Excesivo in February, an electronic Spanish language track. What inspired you to write it? And for those of us who are ignorant in Spanish, mine is la peste at best, and I had to look that up. What did you want to say with the song?
I wrote that song in 2021 and I started it before I went into full force for Logic Pro, which is a software for music production. I started with BandLab, amazing resource for people, is free. I think that was what really is a easy software to manage online. And so I started there, and at the moment, I was feeling so many things with, I was dating someone at the moment, but also feeling other things outside of just that romantic experience. I was just dealing with some family things, and it all felt, excesivo in English translates to excessive, and at the moment, I felt like it was a lot for me, lots of like both good things and bad things that were just making me feel full in a weird way. And so one night in 2021, I was just alone in my room, and then I put on some beats in BandLab, and some words started to come out of me. I recorded myself through my phone, and then I started to rhyme and mumble those lyrics, and little by little, every day I went back to it, and that's how it came to fruition. Accessible.
And you finally released that, which is
And I released that, yes, 3 years later.
Yep, I've heard it. It's great. Do you have more music planned in the near future? Maybe given your advocacy for the environment and your representation of the LGBTQ plus community, but yeah, you can write some songs on either one of those subjects.
Yes, well, for now, my other song was also written in 2021. I'm planning to release. It's called 12 a.m. It's a sad BOP, like a sad pop song to chill. It's like it has a beat, but it's a sad lyric, just romantic things. I still don't have a set date. I'm working on that, but I'm excited for people to hear it. Definitely.
Great. I'm glad that you didn't just stop with one song. Oh, because you could have.
I know,
but that's great.
Yeah,
Like you said, start small.
and it's build up. I don't know what my whole year will look like, but I'm hoping to just keep on working on new things and try to add some visuals here and there, and then go from there.
Good.
And add more performances as well. But yeah.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Ivan, I'm very glad to have had this chance to talk to you, and I hope to hear more from you in PEI's music scene.
Yes, thank you so much for the invitation. It was a pleasure.
Oh, you're welcome. I also want to thank Hai Nguyen, the event coordinator for the Diversity Festival, for making this interview happen. Of course, y'all didn't think I was going to mention Ivan's song Excessivo. I can't say it. Excessivo.
There you go.
Wow, I blew that. I can't say the song, but I was gonna play it, of course. And you know that's how I roll around here. So here's some música caliente to add some Latin spice to Altunes. Ivan, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Yo te puedo mostrar un mundo diferente y lo que diga la gente me parece indiferente. Permíteme enseñarte lo que es el amor. Solo sé paciente con todo mi dolor. He sufrido bastante. Como me gustan tus besos antes de irme a dormir. Quiero soñar contigo, tenerte cerca, no importa cuándo, dónde. Todo tu tiempo para mí no es suficiente, no es así. Me encanta todo de ti.
Nothing Excessive about Ivan Yeger and his jam Excessivo, which was released in February. I have a feeling it won't be his last. Now, about this podcast, this is the last episode of the season, that is. If podcasts have seasons, that is. It's time to take a little hiatus, in large part because I've just brought you 45 episodes in a row over 45 weeks, and AMJ needs a bit of a breather. Aside from Jackie Robichaux doing her coordination assistant magic, thank you so much, Jackie. It's all me doing this, you know? But worry not, isletunes will most assuredly be back, and while I'm not certain what the return date is yet, I'll announce it as soon as I do. Let's face it, in the meantime, you've got 95 episodes to get caught up on, and to tell your personal cruise about. Y'all yapping will do a lot more than any posters I could stick up, am I right? Musical contribution to the isletunes theme by Kaylin McCauley and John Hashem. Show concept by Rocky O'Neill. I'm Adam Michael James, and I bid you a fond adieu for now. I'll be posting on the show's Facebook and Instagram accounts while the show is taking a nap, so come hang out with me on those. Here's a thought to hold you over. Treating someone badly just because they're different is so very much not cool. If you can't deal with another's language or religion or skin color or sexual orientation or whatnot, fine, then just focus on your own life. Or take a chance and treat others with kindness, something we all need to be doing better with in the face of the world's current situations. Oh, here's another thought. Ultimately, freedom and democracy are stronger than fear and tyranny. You know it. Much love to all y'all born heres and come from aways. One island, one PEI. Be back soon with isletunes Season 3. Promise. Till then, peace out.
That's the end? No.